What if I told you that your genes are not your final destiny? Well, for so long, we have been taught to believe that our DNA is a fixed blueprint, an unchangeable script that dictates our health, our moods, and even our lifespan. We look at our family history and we think, this is what is written for me. But I am here to tell you that new science is revealing a different, more hopeful story. This new understanding shows us that your life is not just a story written in your genes. It is also a story written by the signals from your environment, and most importantly, the powerful signals that come from within you. Imagine your DNA as a magnificent library filled with countless books of genetic possibilities. Each book represents a potential quality, a possible health outcome, a different version of you. In the old way of thinking, we believe that only a few of these books were ever opened. Let's talk about a groundbreaking field of science called epigenetics. I know that sounds complicated, but the idea is simple and powerful. Think of your DNA, all of your genes, as a grand piano. A piano with 88 keys, infinite potential, from a somber requiem to a joyful symphony. The piano itself does not change, but the music depends on the pianist. The song only comes to life when the pianist's fingers touch the keys. Who is the pianist? The pianist is your environment. The pianist is your mind. The pianist is every thought you think. The pianist is every emotion you feel. The pianist is every belief you hold to be true. When the pianist plays stress, fear, anger, certain keys are struck, and your genes build a biology of defense and survival. When the pianist plays love, joy, peace, a different set of keys activates. Your genes express healing. Your genes express growth. Your genes express thriving. Epigenetics studies this music, how life signals turn genes on or off. This changes everything. Your genes are not rigid commanders. They are a vast keyboard of possibilities, waiting. For a long time, scientists believed that the nucleus was the brain of the cell. It seemed logical. The nucleus contains the genetic code, the supposed master plan. But if you take the nucleus out of a cell, the cell doesn't die right away. It can still live for weeks or even months, moving, eating, interacting with its environment. It is only when you damage the cell's outer membrane that the cell dies instantly. This simple observation led to a revolutionary insight. The true brain of the cell is its membrane, its sensitive outer skin. Think of the membrane as a sophisticated antenna. Think of it as a gatekeeper. It is covered in thousands of tiny receptors. Each receptor is tuned to a specific signal from the environment. These receptors are constantly reading the world outside the cell. They read chemical messages in your bloodstream. They read signals from your hormones. They read nutrients from your food. They even read energetic information from your thoughts and emotions. The membrane is the cell's center of awareness. It perceives the environment and decides what to do next. It is the real command center. Once the membrane receives a signal from the outside world, it translates that information into a message. It sends that message deep inside the cell, all the way to the nucleus. That message tells the DNA which genes to activate and which genes to silence. So the DNA does not act on its own. It waits for instructions from the membrane. And the membrane gets its instructions from you, from your perception of the world. Information is more than DNA code. Your body is a magnificent antenna, constantly receiving, constantly interpreting, constantly responding to the signals of life. Section 6. The power of perception. You are the observer. There is a fascinating principle in quantum physics called the observer effect. In its simplest terms, it states that the very act of observing something can change the thing being observed. While this applies to the strange world of subatomic particles, a similar truth operates in our own lives. Your perception, where you place your attention, literally changes your reality. This isn't about magical thinking. It is about a clear biological chain of events. What you choose to focus on, what you observe in your world, what you observe in your mind. Let me break it down for you. When you focus your attention on a problem, on a worry, on a past hurt, you are activating specific neural pathways in your brain. This act of focused attention strengthens those pathways, making it easier to have the same worried thoughts. Your focused attention changes your nervous system. As your nervous system shifts, it sends out a cascade of chemical signals throughout your body. Worry triggers a stress chemistry. Gratitude triggers a healing chemistry. Your chemistry, in turn, influences your behavior, your posture, your tone of voice, and the decisions you make. This chain reaction continues outward. Your behavior, guided by your inner state, then changes your world. It is about learning to be the master pianist of our own biology, to be the loving conductor of our cellular orchestra. So, what can you do, starting right now, to walk this path? It begins with small, simple steps. It begins with the decision to pay attention. That single breath is a powerful signal to your nervous system that you are safe in this moment. The invitation is clear. Change the signal. Change the biology. And when enough of us do this, we will change the world. You are not a victim of your genes. Evolution is no longer something that just happens to us. It is something that can now happen through us. What one small habit will you choose today to send a better signal to your body? Change the signal. Change the biology. Change the world.